calls went against them, but hopefully they'll turn it around tonight.
And here's the tip, won by Salem. Number 13, Jordan Franson brings the ball up. And Goffstown's playing a man-to-man.
Scott, defensively, they've been playing pretty well the past few games, even though they've lost. They've done all right holding the teams back. They have had some problems with some giveaways, though, and that's one of the things that's hurt them.
You know, really, I think the success really for Goffstown is, can they, drain the open jump shot? When they can, they're very successful.
Well,
and that's a 3 by number 21, Stella Hazelton.
That's very true, because it leads to the one other weakness with the team, really. Outside of Kelly Walsh, who's really been amazing this year, they really are lacking in the scoring, so they have to get more consistency.
And Strong gets blocked. And here comes number 21 again for a three. And she drains another one, so that's 2 3-pointers for Hazelton. And on the court for Goffstown, Liv Brennan is the guard, passes over to Walsh. We've got Strong, Perez, and Gifford. So they're playing, let's see, a zone almost. Yep, they're playing.
Shot taken by Perez.
Nice rebound by number 13, Franson. Goffstown's got to get a stop here because you don't want to get down too much. That's a block, but no one's there for the offensive rebound. Number 20 gets that one. That was Carly safe. Here comes Brennan.
Made a good little steal.
And she got to control herself, and she gets blocked, and it's off her leg. So a great job by number 13. That would be Christine Abujadi.
Actually, was it 13?
I thought it was 13.
Yeah.
Salem has come out very aggressive right now, both offensively and defensively. Goffstown's a little bit flat in the first couple of minutes. Here comes an outside three. Again, great job boxing out there by Brennan.
And a good rebound by Shannon, so that's good.
Strong on the wing. Got to be careful with those cross-court passes. And the way to try to break this zone defense is you got to either dribble penetrate, you got to flash somebody in the paint. And that's a three.
Nice shot by Shannon Gifford.
By Gifford, and I don't think I've ever seen her hit a three. And I know her dad's right behind me, but is she known to be a three-pointer there, my friend? Another three, and that's good. So we got some sharpshooters here for Salem tonight. And that was Abujadi. So that's 3 3-pointers for Salem in the first 3 minutes of play. Brennan brings the ball up, and again, a zone defense, which kind of conserves energy, and that's a bad pass by Perez at the ankles.
And again, Scott, that goes back to what I was talking about before. They've had some problems with some turnovers in the offensive zone, and that's one of the things that's been hurting this team.
Nice move, and a great pass. Another three. Rebound.
And they got to get into there.
Yeah, you got to scrap
Shannon's
for that.
Fighting for it. There you go.
Perez throws it up to Wall. She should take her right to the hole. And she gets fouled, but they're not going to call anything. She got body on that, but they didn't call it. And you know what? In the games that I have seen, Kelly Walsh gets hacked quite a bit, and I just don't see the fouls a lot of times.
No, they seem to let it go against her, but I hate to be
low post position there.
And
that's Perez. She should take it all the way. And she misses the layup. You get back on defense if you're Perez. Goffstown trails 9-5 early in the first.
And we're lucky to have it that close.
And here comes another three.
And we got to get these rebounds.
And you got to watch out for the 3 seconds if you're the referees on Salem. There's been a couple of instances early in this game where they're kind of camping out. Ooh, someone goes down hard for Salem.
13.
Hopefully she's okay. She gets back up off the deck.
Olivia Brennan takes it up.
Nope. And Brennan with the rebound. I'll tell you, for somebody who is about 5'6", she gets a lot of rebounds. And a hand in there by Walsh. And a bad pass by Gifford. Turns the ball over. Now number 13, that will be Franson, brings the ball up for Salem as Goffstown trails by 4 with under 3.5 minutes to play. And that is tipped. And that's a jump ball, and that'll be Goffstown's ball. So nice job by Strong to get in there.
Yep, Strong and Perez were both in there, so that's good. That's
so far, no substitutions. We watched the game, I think it was last week, where the subs happened every 2 minutes. Perez, long three, and she misses it. And great hands by Salem. I got to say, Strong has now turned the ball over a couple of times due to good hands by the Salem defenders. Yep. Here comes another three from number 21, and that's good by Stella Hazelton. That is her third three-pointer.
That's at least
now,
3 for her.
Typically when you make 2 3-pointers in about a 2 or 3 minute period, somebody has to go out and cover that individual. So what I think Goffstown's coach Steve Largy is calling a timeout, saying, okay, we know that Hazelton can shoot the three, so can we put a body on her? And Goffstown's defense has been slow on going to the three-point line. Yeah,
they've been content to let them shoot from out there. But when they're making them, you gotta start challenging them. That's for sure. I still think it comes down to, though, somebody other than Kelly Walsh has got to start sinking some baskets for this team. Kelly's really been the only offense.
You're right. It's all about they call it the distribution of your offense, and what will happen is that teams will find a way to defend Walsh, which ultimately means that somebody else needs to step up. Other people. Now we saw Gifford drain a three, but I think your scoring has got to come from Perez. Your scoring has got to come from Strong
and Olivia
and Brennan. Yeah, I mean, they have to contribute. And again, I'm not talking about putting in 20 points a game, but they got to give at least 10, 15 points a game. So again, they're in a zone defense with number 20 in the middle. And again, you're going to have to dribble, penetrate.
Well, see, this is good, Scott. This is what I like to see.
And that's a sloppy pass by Walsh right in the middle.
It is, but I'd like to see Goffstown slowing it down when they're on offense. They can't rush these shots.
But you also have to set a high screen every once in a while.
There's a three by Walsh.
And that's going to be a jump ball, and it'll be Salem. I thought that was a quick whistle, to be honest with you. I thought the Salem player would have had that ball. Very, very quick whistle. 2.5 minutes to play in the first. And if it's Walsh, she's got to really stay close. Keep a close eye. They're setting a high screen up there. And one. So Strong fouls number 20. That would be Carly Safe. So she drains that bucket, and she'll go to the line to make it a 3-point play, as Goffstown could be going down as much as 10 points here early in the first. And we're going to see a substitution.
Yeah, it looks
coming
like Samantha's coming in. Samantha
and that's a
Byron.
miss. And
most likely for Emma Strong.
And that should never happen in terms of, that was just, again, not good play on Goffstown's part. You got to get a rebound on a free throw.
Well, Samantha ought to help out with that,
So this, I think, is a good move by Steve Largy, the coach for Goffstown, putting a little bit of a height. Nice move down low. And again, that player is in there, so that's going to be a foul on Gifford, I believe.
Yeah.
But we're not being aggressive in terms of the defensive glass. That's Gifford's first foul and the team's second. High screen set by number 5, but she's moving, so let's see if she doesn't. And
nice steal by Perez.
She should just take it all the way.
This layup. And there we go.
So that's a nice steal by Perez.
And they needed that.
They do. They have to get back into this game. And the only way they're going to do it, Bob, is they need to play stout defense.
Yep, they need a couple steals and some easy layups. So they got to challenge her.
And they don't again. So, and that was who?
That was number 14.
14, now it's 23. Abu Jadi, I believe. There is no 14 on the court. Kelly Walsh with the crossover dribble. Over to Brennan. Oh, and she had Sam Byron wide open. Walsh with a bucket, but no. And again, a nice rebound by number 20, Carly Safe. Another three coming by number 23. That's a miss. Long rebound by Perez. Dishes over to Walsh. She goes right to the hole, and she can't make the layup. Salem is winning the transition.
Wide open.
Right. They're winning the transition. You got to switch out on that screen. Now, Gifford's got to go on her player. and 21. Nice rebound by Gifford. Nice box out. There you go. Nice dribbling by Brennan. Cross. I don't like those passes, but nope.
Goffstown's really got to take shots that count here.
Nice play by Brennan, who saves it from going out. Byron should not be on the wing. There's no.
Nice. Samantha made a nice pass to Kelly Walsh.
When you have a player who's 6'1" or 6 feet, and Byron playing on the three-point line, I'm not sure that's helping you, but maybe they're trying to draw number 20 out there so she doesn't get rebounds. Not really quite sure what the strategy is. And Walsh with the good hands, and that's going to be a push on Byron. That's a little bit of a sloppy foul, and that'll be her first, team's third. And she knows that because she's got her head on her hands.
And Shannon Gifford's being subs for.
And in comes Tapuzoglu.
I was going to let you say that one.
And here's another jump shot. That's going to be off. And again, nice job by Walsh. But I tell you, I got to give a lot of credit to the Blue Devils of Salem. They came out firing on the three-point line.
It certainly makes it easier.
Guess
when you're
how many they
shots.
had? 5 3-pointers. Now, the question is that can you sustain hitting that many threes? Most teams can't, but they came out just shooting unbelievable, led by Stella Hazelton. She had 3 3-pointers, so she leads all players with 9 points. And Christine Abujadi has 2 threes. She's got 6. The high scorer for Walsh so far in the first is Walsh has 4 points in the first period, so first quarter, I should say.
Well, you're right. Salem has been playing very aggressive on both sides of the court, and when you're making your shots, it does make it easier to play that style. And it does give Goffstown something that they're going to have to do defensively. They're going to have to challenge them on a three-point zone. They can't just let them
And also, I see 2 things. They got a challenge on the three-point line, and they have to do a much better job getting rebounds, defensive rebounds. I think Salem has gotten too many opportunities, second-chance opportunities.
Well, they have, and then offensively, I think what Goffstown has to do is they have to slow the game down and pick their shots.
Yep.
They're taking too many shots from further out that are really not doing anything. They got to pick their spots.
So, again, Byron is now at the top of the key. I'm not so sure what the strategy is there. Tapuzoglu is down in the low post. Oh, they had Walsh there for a second. Brennan with the 3, and it's good. Nice. Liv Brennan with the 3-pointer cuts the lead to 5 for Salem.
That was nice. That was nothing but net.
Again, there's a steal
nice
by
steal
Brennan.
By Olivia.
And she gets fouled. That was a beautiful play. She waited for the defender. It was too bad she couldn't get the ball in, but she drew the foul. So Brennan will go to the line to shoot 2, but a real smart play by her. And that'll be a timeout, which is a good timeout by Ricky Oliver, the Salem coach. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you can catch this, Butch, but and you probably can't because the teams are huddling up. But both of these coaches must have went to the men's warehouse before this game because they are looking sharp. I mean, Steve Largy always seems to dress the part, and so is his assistant, Mr. Bracey. But Ricky Oliver, I think, if you can get a shot at this guy's shoes, man, they are so shiny. He looks good, okay? He's probably the best-dressed coach that we've had in this gym. Wouldn't you say? Yeah. So maybe get a shot on him. And he's a super nice guy. I was talking to him before the game. He was disappointed in GTV for not getting the Central game up, and I'm like, I guess they looked to scout, right? And I said, yeah, unfortunately, we had a deliberative session that night, and all the cameras and everything were used for that. So it is nice to see, though, that our work here at GTV is being shared by other teams. Maybe not so good for us because we're easily scoutable, right?
It is being appreciated. We know that from the football games that are being scouted.
Yeah. So here's Brennan on the line, and she drains the first one.
Now, if Livia misses this shot, it's going to be important for the rebound on this.
And she makes it.
That's good.
So that drops the lead to only 3 points. Let's see what they're going to do here. They've been shooting so well, Salem has, throughout this early part of the game. And nice, she drives the lane, dishes out for the three, and it's no good. Rebound by Perez, who pushes the ball up to Walsh.
Now again, I'd like to see Goffstown slow it down.
There you go. There you go. That's a miss. Oh, and she was way off.
And
Kelly looks a little
had
off
couple
tonight.
Steps. She could have took a couple steps closer.
Again, they got to get out there to defend the three.
It looks like Goffstown certainly playing with
nice
a little
job
more speed.
by Byron. Put her hand in there, and Liv Brennan was able to steal it away. But give credit to Byron, who put a hand on that. And a great pass. You got to bring that. Oh, jump ball. It should be Goffstown. It should be Goffstown's ball. The problem with Byron, and I've said this repeatedly during the broadcast, is that she brings the ball down to her waist. You got to keep the ball up high.
Well,
we're going to see Dougherty check in. And a nice give and go. Beautiful job by Salem. And a bucket by Carly Safe. What a beautiful play.
Oh, no.
And she's not even looking. I think that she might be coming out of the game. And Walsh has to foul. And guess who is the defender there? So I think Byron needs to kind of get her act together on this, at this time of the game. Walsh is going to get a breather. She's going to come out, and we're going to see Dougherty in for her. And number 20, Carly Safe, hits her first free throw. She'll get another one. So a breather for Walsh. But Sam Byron has got to play with her heads up a little bit better. And that's going to be a miss. And she gets the good rebound. So she's got to look for the ball on the offense. Somebody's got to be open.
Nice.
Somebody's got to be open. And that was Tapuzoglu in the left corner, far side of the screen. Brennan brings the ball up, and she's got three people around her, and she's dribbling like crazy to get it. And they're pressing right now. Tapuzoglu is wide open, inside, outside, and taken away by Dougherty. Nice, strong, aggressive play. There you go.
To Olivia for a three.
And she misses, but
Sam's right there for the rebound.
But she didn't. She needs to set her feet. Three-pointer for Salem. That's way deep. Dougherty's in there, and that ball hits the line. Dougherty couldn't get control of it. So Goffstown trails by 6 points, and the play is a bit sloppy. So in comes
Gifford's coming
Gifford
back in.
for Tapuzoglu. I thought Tapuzoglu played pretty good defense on that round. And here comes a wide open three. Gifford was nowhere to be found. And another long rebound. And a bucket
for number
by
23.
number 23, Abudazi.
Travel.
So I think I call a timeout if I'm Coach Largy, and he's not going to call one, and he can't now.
Well, he is telling the girls to slow it down a little bit. Shannon jumped up to get that pass and just couldn't set her feet. Samantha gets the rebound here. Once again, they turned it over. So
yeah, I think this was long.
Been hurting them for a while.
Yeah, this is long overdue. You got to get Strong back in the game.
And obviously Kelly Walsh came back in. So
yeah, so they trail by 8.
And Perez will take a seat.
And Dougherty has good ball handling ability, plays good D. Got to switch out on Gifford.
Oh, right under the basket. Good pass by Salem. And she drew the penalty on Strong.
One thing I like about what Salem does is they work so well without the ball. They're always cutting, without the ball, whereas Goffstown stands still if they don't have the ball. That's the difference tonight. Fran's in with her first free throw. And again, with this one, they'll be up by 10. And a nice, it just goes off the rim. So Salem leads by 9.
Salem's being very aggressive.
Oh, rejected by number 20, Carly Safe, off of Gifford. Throws up a jump shot and makes it. Number 13, call a timeout if you're Steve Largy, and he does. So Goffstown trails by 11, and just tenacious defense by Salem, Bob.
Well, I think it's coming down, Scott. Every time Goffstown, the girls make a mistake, the Blue Devils are making them pay. They're basically taking that ball away from them, and they're sinking their shots. So,
well, there's no doubt about it that Salem is shooting very well from the from the field tonight. We don't keep all those statistics, but if you look at it, I mean, they seem to be making their jump shots.
Well, they're making a lot of their shots, and if you look down there too at these girls, you could see it's the Goffstown girls that are breathing a lot heavier.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot more of the hustling around, and they're just being right now shown up by Salem. Salem's playing a good game, and again, I think Goffstown has to slow it down on the offense and pick their shots and make them count. And on defense, they got to stay aggressive, at least as aggressive as Salem is.
Well, you got to give credit to number 20. I'm going to give, Carly Safe is playing awesome. She gets a blocking foul. As soon as I say that, right? She steps in the lane on Kelly Walsh and draws a foul. But Carly Safe, to me, has been dominant in the middle. She's getting a ton of rebounds. She had that rejection before. And we didn't get a 2-point on that one?
No.
We didn't get a shot on that.
It didn't come up.
And that was a real sloppy pass by Brennan. And they drive the hoop. And then who's going to box out? No one needs to box out because number 13, Jordan Franzen, puts that one away. And we're going to get
Shannon Gifford for a travel again. Once again, she jumped up for a pass and couldn't set her feet.
And they got to put Perez back in the game. You need the ball handling, and Perez has the ability to do that. Again, you got to defend when the player doesn't have the ball. You always have to have a body on somebody.
But look at Salem; they're moving, they're
right,
rotating.
But what I'm trying to say is you can't play almost like a soft
nice
zone.
Travel.
That's a travel call
against number 25.
Perez comes in for Brennan, and that's a good move because Brennan's been playing. She played the whole first half for the most part. She's got to be dogged. Got to be careful. You're close to that half-court line. Again, somebody's got to be open. If there's a double team on Walsh, someone's got to be open, and that's a nice give and go. And now they call a late foul on Safe. I don't know if I like that. If you're going to call it right away, but it was like a 1-second delay, Bob.
There was a little delay there, so some of the consistency's off, and the Salem coach isn't happy about the call.
We got to figure this, and you mentioned this coming in. If Walsh doesn't score, then who does? And Walsh only has 4 points for this game. She's on the line. She'll shoot 2. She makes her first. So she's got 5 points, as does Brennan. And that one's in and out, right?
Yeah.
Got to get up on that defender. Good hands by Strong.
But once again, Salem still comes down with the
1,
rebound, and there's
2,
a 3.
3, 4, 5. You got to call 3 seconds if you're the. You got to, you know what I'm saying, Bob? I'm trying to think of the one player, but she had 5 seconds in the lane. You got to call that.
They haven't been very consistent with
what I'm trying to say is
year.
That's how you get the rebounds. If you're going to hang out in the lane, you can get rebounds because you're there. There you go. Follow it.
Nice.
Follow it. Follow it. I want to see Goffstown attack the ball more, be more aggressive.
Really, Salem's getting a lot of these shots, Scott, from the outside because they're doing a great job with picks. Kelly Walsh is coming back in, and once again, she sinks another one.
There you go. That's what Goffstown needs. They trail by 10, but they got to cut this lead a little bit more before they go into halftime.
So we need a couple of steals
They need to get a stop, right? And that's it. So that's one thing I have to say. Perez plays awesome defense. She is always on top of that offensive player.
Yep, they got to be quick on it. And looks like Brennan is coming back in the game.
Yeah, it's a good move. That's why you call a timeout. You don't waste your timeouts. You need the ball handling of Brennan. But like I said, what we saw in that play was that Perez was all over the offensive player for Salem, and that's what causes turnovers, Bob. But when you play soft D, and you got to be on them.
You do have to be on them.
And that's the difference tonight. The difference is that Salem defenders are totally on each offensive player, not even giving them space to get catch a pass, whereas we are allowing passes to be thrown.
Well, I think you said it earlier, Scott. We looked a little flat-footed when we first started.
They looked a little gassed, too. I'm going to say it.
I think they're picking it up a little bit now. But, again, it's all about shot selection. And when you are tiring out and they're getting tired out on playing defense, then that means they have to slow it down offensively and pick their shots. We got to make our shots count, and we got to slow down their offense.
We don't, I'm not sure we match up really well against this team in terms of their quickness.
Well, when Goffstown on, we got the quickness. Right now, though, we're severely lacking in height here.
And that was good defense by Salem.
So certainly Salem's.
But that was Kelly Walsh going. She was going 3. She had 1 against 3. Got a dish. Tapuzoglu back in the game.
Another 3-pointer. Oh, Olivia comes way up.
She gets more rebounds than anybody, I think.
Well,
it's nuts.
I'll tell you, she can get off the ground. For Olivia's.
Yeah, but she's smart. She knows where to go. Sloppy.
Nice steal.
Yeah, bad pass by Strong, but Brennan's
Olivia
able to
goes
finish.
In and sinks one. Well, we were talking about we need secondary scoring, and if Olivia can start turning it on, take some of the pressure off Walsh, that's going to be very good for Goffstown. And another 3-point attempt for Salem.
Let it go.
And that's good.
If Goffstown has a chance to win this game, they're going to need a little bit more from Strong, and they're going to need more from other players. So right now, Walsh and Brennan are kind of carrying things. Perez, too, I think, to an extent. The other two got to step up.
That's true. Here's Kelly on the outside.
See, when you don't move, right, you don't force.
She takes a three and gets it. That was a nice 3. Scott, I was going to say earlier, when we saw Kelly miss a shot earlier, I think she feels the pressure to shoot because she
There you go. Nice rebound by Strong. I called it. She did step up there.
Kelly takes her time. Oh.
Great job by Tapuzoglu to keep that ball in. And a nice move by Strong, but she gives it up. And that's a hand in there by Tapuzoglu. She had Kelly on the wing, and she just didn't see her. Goffstown cuts the lead to 5 with 9.2 seconds left. That is Goffstown's 5th foul, so they got to play tight defense here, Bob.
Their 6th foul.
6th foul.
Yep.
So they don't want to commit a foul and put somebody on the line for a 1-and-1. You got to get up there.
Another 3-point shot for Salem.
Dribble up. You got a chance to shoot. Shoot it! And she can't get it off, but you know what? Good job by Goffstown. They cut it to 5.
We did cut it to 5, and they played with more hustle there.
So before we cut away from halftime, Bob, obviously Goffstown trails by 5 points. What do you think are going to be some of the keys to success in that second half if they're going to come out and pull this thing out?
Well, they have to clean it up, like you said. They have to clean it up defensively, and one of the ways of doing that is they have to get the rebounds. So they're going to have to challenge more for rebounds, and they're going to have to keep challenging those 3-point shooters and not let Salem take the 3 points. They can't give them the wide open shots. And on offense, they got to start sinking their shots. They started doing it at the end, and like we said, with Brennan sinking some baskets tonight, that's going to be a big help because you got to take the pressure off Walsh to do all the work offensively.
Yeah. So let's see what will happen here in the second half. And we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back live in about 10 minutes. Take care, folks. All right, we're here to start the second half, but before we do that, I've got Katie Parent, and she's out here for a Respect Week that I know Goffstown is sponsoring. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Katie?
Absolutely. So yes, I work at the local crisis center, YWCA New Hampshire. We are partnering with the New Hampshire Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence to bring this program to local high schools and middle schools called Granite State Respect Week. And the whole idea behind it is to promote healthy relationships and raise awareness among teenagers about dating violence, unhealthy relationships, and just overall respecting each other.
So how did the girls' basketball team get involved in this?
So there's a fantastic club here called Empower that have several students and passionate faculty that are a part of bettering the community and talking about empowerment, and they took on this program with Goffstown High School and are really kind of taking it and running with it.
So who should I give credit to at Goffstown High School? Who's the advisor? Who you're working with?
So Kylie and Monica are the two advisors of the Empower Club, and then there are a few wonderful students, including the president, Liv, who's just absolutely fantastic.
So Liv, who is also the basketball player, is also part of this group.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're quite lucky to have sponsorship at the teacher level, the staff level, as well as at the athlete and student level. That's
absolutely,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna turn it over to Bob Bartolucci, if you wouldn't mind passing the headset. But thank you so much, Katie, for letting us know what the Respect Week is all about.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So welcome back, folks. Goffstown has cut the lead to 3 points by Kelly Walsh. Had a 2-pointer.
Yeah, excellent layup to start the half. And this is what they need. They also got a steal, and now Olivia's taking a shot.
And a nice try there by Gifford. Good hustle to try to get in there with that tip. They got to get some stops here, though. And that's like a hard foul by Gifford.
Did look like a travel there. Well, I know we're not even a minute in, Scott, but we do look like we're playing with a little more jump.
I would agree. I noticed that while I was interviewing Katie. And that is a bucket. Can you help me with the number? Who was that number? That was Abu Dhazi. 23 is on the line?
It's like 16. Is there a 16?
I don't see a 16. And
it's a 16?
It's a 13. 13? That was Jordan France, and she missed, made both? She made both.
See what happens when you get old, Scott?
Yeah. And now they got a full court press.
And Olivia is doing a lot to evade it.
Perez with the jumper, but that is so short. Oh, my goodness. She got nothing on that one, unfortunately.
Way off. And
nice job by Gifford. She's got the hands up. 1, 2, okay.
Walsh makes a nice block, but again,
and she got fouled on that. They don't get it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my God, she almost walked on that.
Layup.
Yeah, she almost walked.
It was good heads up by Walsh. And like you said, they're playing her very aggressively, and she's not getting any help with the fouls.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to call that one. Nice job by number 20. Won't go, but she gets her own rebound. Oh, you know what?
That's 3 rebounds she got in a row.
Yeah, and that is just phenomenal play by Safe. Give her credit. Goffstown was flat-footed on that one. They trail by 5. That was a big stop, by the way. If they could have gotten one.
If they got it, yep, that would have been good.
Perez with the 3. That's a wild one. Gifford with the rebound, but she does a double dribble. You know, if there is one shortcoming, I think, for Perez is that she puts up, some shots at times that they're just not good shot selection.
Well, again, that's is a weakness that we seem to have with the shot selection. Sometimes it isn't as good. We have to slow it down offensively and pick our shots. And I think when they rush them, this is where the game starts to get away again, because now they've opened up a 5-point lead again.
Right, and you got to stay on there. See that? What I like about Salem is that they're constantly moving.
Oh, hits another 3-pointer.
23 Abu Dhazi. And now it's back up to an 8-point lead. So Goffstown was able to get it down to 3. And then quickly how the tides have turned again. Walsh has been quiet, except for that one bucket.
And now to Perez.
And that's in and out. Good rebound by Walsh, and that goes
Walsh
in.
Thinks it. That's good. And we definitely needed that. Now the Goffstown needs to get a stop.
There's better hustle right now on the Goffstown side of the ball. And nobody helped out on that one. Beautiful job by number 3. That is Brianna Boucher.
Emma Strong went down.
And that's going to be a jump ball. Goffstown's, nope. It's the other way. So it'll be Salem's ball. They lead by 8 points. And number 3 in is Boucher, and she looked really good on that last drive. Watch the switches. They got to switch up. 13, low post. Nice spin move. Wow, that was an awesome play by Franson. That was a beautiful spin move.
It was a nice play.
Strong. There's nobody underneath, though. There's nobody underneath, and that's the problem. You just can't throw up a 3 if there's nobody who can get a rebound.
Again, it's that shot selection. Kelly's got it. I'd like to
she
see
should
her
drive
slow
and then
this
dish.
down.
Then no, you dish out to the wing.
Now Olivia's going to go in.
And she loses it.
Yep.
The
Number
problem,
13 got a hand.
I'm going to say this probably till I'm blue in the face, but the Goffstown players, they are content to hang behind the 3-point line and spread it when they have opportunities to cut to the basket and get a layup. You got to rotate the ball and cut to the hoop. And Byron is going to check in. So look at Strong right now. So there's a push on Salem. So when you do that, Bob, right, when you hang out behind the 3-point line, you're not really doing much because the defenders don't have to guard you because they're within at least 3 to 4 feet of you, and they don't have to actually move, so they're not really exerting any energy.
That's true, and that would explain why we're breathing heavier than they are.
So you don't see, like right now, you're seeing Gifford on the top of your screen. She's not moving, and that's a wild pass, and and Walsh is not able to handle it.
And we got to challenge them.
Right, now you got a tough matchup here between number 20 and Sam Byron. She's got to stay on top of her. And good rebound. And again, once again, we bring the ball down to our chest or our waist. You are inviting someone to grab it.
Yeah.
10-point lead for Salem. 3 minutes to go in the third. Goffstown's got to make a run, and they got to make a run pretty quickly if they're going to stay in this game.
Well, I think you're right, Scott. They're going to do it by going to the basket, and there's Olivia just went in as we said that.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's you have to cut through the paint, look for a pass.
Right, and even if you don't get the basket, you draw the foul.
You're right.
So
Tapuzoglu is going to come in, probably for Gifford, I'm thinking. Give her a little bit of a breather. And that's a miss for Brennan. She is 2 for 3 at the line tonight. In come Tapuzoglu, and we're going to get a television timeout here from our sponsor. Who is our sponsor tonight?
Apparently, Men's Warehouse.
Men's Warehouse
you
is
already
our.
Mentioned them
the Men's Warehouse is our sponsor tonight.
Because our coaches are really looking good on both sides. So, yeah. Again, the girls are having a tough night, but a lot of this, they're really shooting themselves in the foot.
Let's be honest. This Salem team is pretty darn good. They've got great outside shooting. They've got a really good inside game with led by Carly Safe, number 20. Abu Jadi, I apologize. Abu Jadi, stellar player. I mean, she's very, very good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Great shooter and just drives the lane. Franson's had a really good night as well.
But I think in the end, Goffstown, if we don't get back in this game, they got to look at themselves. They've just made too many unforced errors. So, shot selection's been off, and defensively not getting those rebounds.
Bob, when that happens, you got to give credit to the defense sometimes. For shots. Here comes Walsh, crossover dribble, and she has a reach-in foul on number 5, Daly Rivera. And that'll be the 4th foul on Salem to Goffstown's 1. But that was a good foul, in my opinion, by Rivera because it was going to be a layup.
It was a good foul to take. Now Olivia's going to throw it in to Sam Byron.
And she gets hung up, and here we go again. So
now we've turned the ball back over to Salem.
Nice job by number 10. And a drive.
And wide open.
Beautiful, beautiful look by 10, who passes over to 13, Franson, who scores another bucket.
And you mentioned earlier, Scott.
No one's cutting. No one's cutting.
I don't know if this is planned
Nobody
or
is
what,
cutting.
But the strategy defensively, the only one you had under the basket was Olivia Brennan.
Yeah, I just don't get this. I don't understand the offense here. I don't understand the offensive scheme. Tapuzoglu with the 3, off. And it's an 11-point lead for Salem, and they got to get a stop here. And Tapuzoglu, can she go all the way? And she does. A nice job by Tapuzoglu.
It almost looked like she was doing that in slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. But again, you got to get on number 20. Who's going to help out?
Kelly got a hand in there. That's twice. But once again, she got her own rebound twice.
Carly Safe has been dominant on the offensive glass tonight. And part of that is you got to get a body on her. You got to keep a body on her.
Well, for some reason, like you mentioned earlier, we have our bigs playing on the outside, and I do not know why they have Kelly Walsh and Olivia under the basket trying to get these rebounds against the
and there you go again.
Bigger Salem.
There you go again. You know, Byron has got to box out. You got to use your body on that. These are critical. You know, we've lost like 3 or 4 of these.
All of that.
Yeah. Again, now if you're Byron, you got to keep it. Here we go.
There we go.
Jump
Byron.
ball, Goffstown. But what I'm trying to say is that when you have a player like Carly Safe, you have to have your hip on her hip the entire time. You don't give her any free space.
That's true.
You don't give her any free space, and that's what they're doing. They're playing off of her, and you can't.
Well, she's making them pay when you do. That's
right.
For sure, because she's sinking those shots.
Byron had the shot. She didn't take it. High screen. Here comes Perez with the 3. And it's good. We needed that one.
And now we need to get some stops.
You got to get a stop. You got it. Now you got to put a body on her. See how much space she's giving her? Stay on her. Now you got to box her out. And a 3-pointer from number 13, Jordan Franson. And she is lighting it up, folks. In this quarter alone, she has had 9 points. And I believe she leads all scorers with about 14.
Olivia's taking a 3.
Makes it.
We don't want to get into a scoring contest with them.
You got it.
We got to be able to stop them.
There you go. But you got to stay on number 20. And Byron gets the rebound, but don't bring it down. Keep it up high.
Samantha got it over.
Walsh is open. There you go. She traveled. That was a good call. That was a good call. Coach Largy doesn't like the call. I happen to agree with it. Eight-point lead with 18 seconds remaining. And we got a jump ball that'll go to Salem with 11 seconds. Nice sportsmanship by Carly Safe, picking number 13, Emily Peterson, off the deck.
Yeah, Emily just came in for Perez.
Again, you got to play tight defense here. You got to stay on number 20, stay on her hip.
And Samantha jumps up for another rebound, so that's good. We need these.
Got to throw it up if you're Kelly Walsh. Oh, all right. So Goffstown trails by 8 points going into the 4th, Bob. And really, they had this thing they were down by 5 at the half. And this one's going to be a tough one if they're going to come back.
It is going to be tough. I mean,
So if you're Coach Largy, what strategy? Do you try to press? We haven't really pressed.
We have not. And to be honest with you, I felt other games earlier in the year, I would have liked to seen them be a little more aggressive on defense and press. We have to use our speed a little bit more. So it would be a good idea to press. I'd like to see what some of the Salem girls will be able to do with trying to get the ball out and doing some dribbling.
Right, we've been a bit predictable on our defense. And so either you go into a zone, which will be tough on this team because they can shoot the three, but do you just try to switch something up in that fourth? Because so far what you've been trying is not working.
Well, I do think you have to do that, and I do think that Goffstown, they need to change things up. They need this game as a confidence booster because, like you said, they've lost 4 in a row, and it would be a shame to lose this one. So they really have to get in there and they have to mix things up. I'd like to see them do a press. And, again, offensively, they should be slowing it down. Defensively, speeding this up and really getting on those loose balls.
So Peterson will inbounds the ball to Brennan, more than likely. And here we go, folks. We start the fourth. Strong at the top of the key. To Puzaglu in the corner with the three, and it's in and out.
Almost. And Olivia, we almost got the rebound there. So here comes Salem. They're coming back out. But, again, we're
number 20. I don't know who's going to play. You got to put a body on 20 all the time. No one's picking her up. And that's just a simple pick and roll play. I mean, that's a pick and roll. And Safe, they just executed that perfectly.
They did execute it. And the problem is you got a 5'11" girl in Safe. And the only one you had on her was Olivia.
No, on that, it's a pick and roll. I mean, she sets the high screen, contact is made, she rolls to the hoop, and the Goffstown player on the switch could be Brennan, which in that case it was. And,
right.
So that's a miss.
Not by much. Oh. There is a lot of bad luck. It did go off Emma
Well, it's not
Strong.
bad luck. It's called you got to box out, Bob. You got to put your body into the defensive player, and we're not doing that. We're playing passively. And now you got to get out there. If you're Peterson, no rebounding though.
Emma Strong's got this one. And
oh, that's a horrible call. I'm sorry, but I don't like that one. So they're gonna say that's a jump ball. Got to defend the cut. So now you got a tough matchup. You got another rebound. And Safe again. So she's killing us tonight if you're Goffstown. Carly Safe, no answer to her. Peterson with the three is blocked. And you got to put some different personnel on the court if you're Coach Largy.
Yeah, we definitely got to play more aggressive. And once again, we uncontested three-pointer.
And that should be a jump ball, and it is. And look who was in on that one, Brennan.
Right.
So
like
you tell
all night.
You tell me how someone who's what 5'5", what is her height? 5'5". Okay. She gets
and that's
so
generous.
Okay. So she's getting all these rebounds, right? We got players that are like 5-6 inches taller, and we're not getting them.
Right.
So rebounding is more about will than anything else.
Well, you're right, and we're not. Salem wants it more right now, so for sure.
And sometimes that's hard to teach. Either your players have it on a given night or they don't. My sense is that we do have the will, but we're just not executing tonight in terms of the passion needs to be a little bit more there.
Well, I see a lot of it too. I think part of what's sneaking into this is some self-confidence. We started out the season really good. They were 8-0, and we've had a tough stretch now of losing 4 games in a row. A couple of them, like you said earlier, they were heartbreakers. We lost them at the very end, and some of those same mistakes are creeping in. Goffstown's really got to clean up their game a little bit. And like you said before, we got to mix things up. If something isn't working, you got to change it up.
I just want to see. I got to have Perez in this game, and I say that I need her defensively, and I need her dribbling.
She is about to come back in. Peterson takes a three and sinks it. That was a nice three. But see, Salem's letting them take those shots and almost inviting them to.
Oh, it's the same play again. So you see what I'm saying? It's that pick and roll, pick and roll. First of all, you got to call it. If you're seeing that pick come, you got to help. You got to yell it out. So great job by Peterson.
Yep.
So Peterson played good defense, and she did some stuff offensively as well, scoring a 3. Goffstown trails by 8. This is it here, right, folks? Got to make some buckets, and you're going to have to get some stops. Brennan on the wing. She's wide open. 3
Oh,
is
nice three-pointer for Olivia.
Brennan with a 3 cuts to 5. You got to get a stop if you're Goffstown.
Yep.
Got to keep a body on number 20. Shannon Gifford's got to stay on her. Now it's a switch. Now you got a height mismatch.
And she missed, but got her own rebound again.
And she's killing us. No answer for her. On those switches, they are killing us with Carly safe. Shannon Gifford, she's on the wing. Let's see. And that's going to be Goffstown's ball. But what I guess I'm not seeing a whole lot of cuts. You know, it's just all perimeter ball. Wild shot by Perez. And now 2 players go down. Walsh and Gifford crash into each other. This is trouble for Goffstown. Easy buckets here.
Oh, Salem took too long.
And that's a 2.
3.
That should be a 2. That's a 2. Her foot was on the line. 7-point lead by Salem with under 5.5 to play. Gifford passes over. Back up to Strong for a 3. Misses. And you got to get back on defense. If you're Goffstown, they're slow to get back. And there's no, that's just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. You got to get back on D. And there was 3 that were just not getting back on D there. You saw it happening.
Yep. I mean, you could see Goffstown's really winded. And it's too bad.
Well, that was their opportunity, my friend. They had an opportunity to get a stop. And that's a heart, to me, as a coach, that's a heartbreaking bucket that just occurred because your team didn't get back and the other team got an easy bucket.
Well, you summed it up earlier. I think we had a chance to turn the tide here when Emily Peterson came in and sunk the 3.
You still do. I think if you're going to have a shot at coming back here, and there's an opportunity here if we can hit some 3s and score, but you have to stop Salem, and we have not had an answer to stop them, Bob.
Well, we haven't had an answer to stop Safe, really. I mean, she's like you said earlier, she's been.
Well, they're setting a high screen, and then they're just creating the mismatch.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to put
Perez with the 3. That's off.
And Kelly Walsh got the rebound over to Perez.
She walked. She traveled. Yeah. Again, they're being put in spots that they don't want to be in.
I'd like to see Goffstown really start pressing here.
Well, they're going to have to.
Salem's just going to be killing the clock.
They're going to have to. So, and
well, they haven't been doing it almost at all this year. So I'd like to see them.
Now watch the high screen. See, it's that same thing again. And that could be a back. Oh, it's a tip, so it won't be backcourt violation. You got to play defense if you're Goffstown now. You got to play more aggressive because they'll just burn the clock out with 11 points.
I would have liked to seen Kelly go in after that with them. Keep in the backcourt.
Beautiful cut, and Perez with the foul. But you know what? That's what I'm saying. If you look at this team, they constantly cut to the hole. Constantly.
Yeah, and that's how they're drawing the fouls.
That's a miss. So Salem's up by 11 with under 4.5 to play. But they've just done a masterful job. If you're Salem, the inside-outside game has just been masterful. Well, another miss. And then we can't get a rebound, and we just bonk it right in. Yeah, it's just nothing is working for Goffstown. And she gets trapped.
Yeah, again, Salem, as you can see, there's always
and that's a blocking foul. That should be a 2-shot foul.
There seems to be 2 or 3 Salem players for every Goffstown one.
Right.
And again, Goffstown, because they're obviously, with most teams, they're at a size disadvantage. They have to use their speed, and they have to get to the outside, and they have to.
This team just presents a big mismatch from what I can see. I mean.
But it's been happening with a lot of teams. So I think what we need to do is we need to press them because obviously we're not stopping them under the basket, so we need to get on them earlier, especially now.
Well, here I would press. Here you have to start to press soon because on a made bucket you press.
And there they are. They're not doing it.
So now we just come back.
And we're giving them 30 seconds pretty much every time.
Exactly. And that's what if you're Salem, that's what you're going to want to do.
Yeah.
So
we're 11 points down. If we don't start pressing,
beautiful job. Another give and go. Because they're always cutting.
Another easy bucket.
Yeah, they're always cutting to the hole. So give credit to the Salem Blue Devils, just playing a masterful game.
And Olivia goes in. Sam's got the rebound.
She doesn't. Oh.
Nice try on that. Here comes Safe. Carly Safe's coming back in.
One.
Oh, nice steal by Walsh. That should be an easy layup, and it is. Again,
Goffstown trails by 11, but if you can't get it,
we're backing out. We're
if you
not
can't
pressing.
get a stop, then what a beautiful play. And a jump ball, it'll be Goffstown's, but again, Salem's in there for the offensive rebound.
Well, they are, and you know what? Salem's very content to play this game. They'll exchange buckets.
Yeah.
They'll give Kelly a layup, and they'll come down.
Comes in for Byron.
Again, Goffstown has to start pressing. They have to start trying to get the ball, and if every time they make a bucket, they're just going to run out.
Unless Goffstown starts to make some like big threes here, they're in trouble.
There's one for Emma. We made one. But again, look at Goffstown. They're leaving the zone, no press, just letting Salem work it out. They're going to just kill the clock.
Now watch, they'll do that high screen. They're going to pick and roll again.
And again.
That was good D by Strong, though. See, she moved her feet, and she stayed with 20. Now she's got to keep a body on her the entire time. She's got to get out there. You got to get out there, rotate out. See how much number 20 moves around?
Oh, Brennan almost got a steal.
She traveled.
Thank God. And Scott, again, though, look at how much time. They burned 26 seconds on that.
I'll give you that. I'm so impressed with Carly Safe because she's a athletic, tall player. She's strong, and she creates so much for this Salem team.
Olivia's taking a three. Oh, just missed that. Again, Safe with the rebound.
See how smart that is? Carly Safe, you know? Keeps the ball up high, and then when she does bring it down, she creates with her elbows almost.
We got to step up. Down to 2 minutes down. And we're down by 8.
Good. I didn't like that foul. One, and neither did anybody else here, but that's under 2 minutes to play. That'll be a non-shooting foul. That'll be Goffstown's 5th. Watch the cut to the hole.
And it's the 3rd foul on Emma Strong.
Good defense by Strong.
Nice. And
what
Kelly
a pass.
Walsh is wide open for the easy layup. That's good. They've got to press.
Got to stop. They got to get a stop. Got to get a stop. Got to get a stop. But there's good ball handling by Salem here. Long three. And a great job by Brennan.
Brennan getting the rebound.
Nothing. She got bodied on that one. They don't call it. Goffstown's ball. They trail by 6. They're going to need a three-pointer here.
We definitely need a 3. And we were
so
lucky,
Goffstown has come alive here. But this is key. You have to get a bucket here, and then you got to press, Bob.
And it looks like they're going to bring Gifford back in for Strong.
You know what? Strong played her best 3 or 4 minutes just now. I don't know why they're taking her out.
Well, she looks a little winded.
I don't know. She played her best 4 minutes of the game.
We need to make a quick basket.
Nope, that's way off.
Goffstown really's got to press on this. They got to stay in there. And again, they're backing out.
I want Strong back in this game.
They're backing out.
Got a foul. You got to foul. You got to put him on the line. What are you doing? You got to put him on the line. That's the only way you can win this game.
And Kelly's does the smart play. Yep.
It's a 1-and-1. You got to keep fouling until you get to the 1-and-1. I don't understand that. You let up almost 10, 15 seconds there.
Well, you did. It's, like I said earlier, Scott, you have not seen them effectively use the press at all. I mean, on that play there, when you're under a minute, and the only one you had really down there was Perez challenging. Everybody else bailed out. And, Salem's going to be very content to just take the ball out slow. They don't need any more buckets. They're just going to kill the clock.
So, looking at the big picture here, Goffstown lost in overtime. They lost a very close one. I think it was to Exeter, I think. No, was it Exeter or Wyndham? I'm trying to think which one.
Wyndham, they got smoked.
That was Exeter, I think it was. And so this team can definitely compete. And I think on any given night, Goffstown can beat probably anybody if they shoot, lights out and they play good D. But what we're seeing here is that they're struggling at certain points. I mean, they're down by 6 points to a team that I think is better than them. I'm going to say it.
Well, they're better than them tonight. I don't think Goffstown's,
I think
outclassed that much by this team. But
I think we have a couple of players who can compete with them. But I mean, I'm impressed by Salem's height, their ball dribbling, their shooting. They played really well tonight.
They did. They got constant.
You got a foul right here.
I'd like to see Goffstown's got to play more to their strengths.
Soon as you get the ball, you got to foul as soon as the ball is inbounded because you got to put the player on the free throw line. Foul right away. There you go. Good job by Brennan. So that'll stop the clock and put Salem on the line. Number 13, I think.
Brianna Boucher.
Is it 13? I thought it was Franson.
It's number 3.
Oh, 3. I'm sorry. I apologize. So it's Boucher.
That's all right. I've been getting them wrong all night.
So she will shoot the 1-and-1. So you got to get the rebound now. And that's Gifford.
Shannon getting it.
Great job. So she dishes out. Now you got to get a 3.
Need some threes.
Nope.
Oh, they're good. And drew the foul.
So she draws the foul, and that'll be shooting 2.
Kill a lot of clock.
Yeah, we did. We killed too much clock. But give credit to Salem. They defended the 3-point line. So on that one, you've got to either – like Gifford did the right thing there. It's like they gave up on the 2, so you take it to the hole. Nice job. Beautiful free throw. Cuts it to 5. So you're going to have to do the same thing here. As soon as you make the inbound, you make this free throw, you got to foul right away.
I think Goffstown's probably going to call a timeout.
Nope. And he is going to call a timeout. So a 4-point game. So another nail-biter here for Goffstown. They've come back. They were down by as many as 11 points, I believe. Yeah. And they've trailed almost this entire game. I mean, they were down 6-0.
We were never ahead.
Never ahead.
Yep.
They were down 6-0 on 3-pointers. So Salem came out blazing in that first quarter, right? I mean,
first couple of minutes, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 3 baskets they got were 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So. Again, Salem. You got to give Salem
credit for hitting the shots. Like 8 or 17-9 after the first. So, but that also tells me is that obviously Goffstown does have the ability to hang in there with all these programs. It's just can you finish these games, and can you get some stops? And I think the critical point, Bob, has been that they haven't been able to get, like when they were trailing, the key stops. When you're down by 5, you're down by 6, you got to get some key stops.
Here's another example of one right here. Because if we steal this ball, we're right in this.
So you put Peterson in, and Peterson is fast, and that's a good move. But as soon as foul right away, foul her. I don't know what Peterson was thinking there. It's like you got to foul. Tupuzoglu should come back in because she's more of the offensive threat. So Tupuzoglu should come in for Peterson. That's a good move. So Largy's playing offense, defense. He knows that Tupuzoglu has the ability to make the 3. And you got to get the rebounds here if you're Goffstown. So on a miss, you got to get the rebound.
That's going to rely on Shannon Gifford a lot to do that. And again, that's 2 rebounds Salem got.
So there you go. You get the miss, but you can't get the rebound.
Right.
And Tapuzoglu is not happy because she thought it was an over the back. And if you look at that on the instant replay, I don't know if Adam McCune can cue that one up, but I think she was over the back. So now, see, what Tapuzoglu needs to do is she needs to put a body like right on it and push her backwards. There you go, and that's what she just did.
Right.
5-point game. You got to get a 3.
Shoot.
Too much time. Too much time. And that'll do it, folks.
Kept it in, but that's it.
And that'll be the game. 8 seconds left. And a good job by the Salem Blue Devils. They played a tremendous game tonight. I'd say led by, like, there's 3 or 4 players here. Carly Safe, Christine Abujadi, Jordan Franson. Those are the 3 I thought that really stood out.
Well, like you said, especially Safe. Big player under the basket. I mean, she just did no wrong tonight. And that was the one that Goffstown did not have an answer for her.
Oh, I agree. Boucher sinks her first free throw. And she came in as a bench player, and she's performed very well.
Outstanding. Yeah.
And look who was there. Safe again, had her hand in there, right?
Right. But looking, you know, Scott, looking at this from a positive point of view, too. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, Goffstown has proven that they can hang right in there with anybody. These games have all been pretty close, pretty tight. And if they could just clean up some of the defensive gaffes they've had and maybe work on their shot selection.
It's a matchup issue, too. I mean, we really didn't have a good matchup on Carly Safe the entire game.
Well,
that's a foul. That's a foul again. And that's the game. So,
well, you know, when you have a matchup disadvantage, which you're going to have, you know, with the Goffstown team being on the smaller side, then it really comes down to scheme, I think, at that point. And it's the way you scheme it, and I think you got to be more aggressive, and they got to be able to play.
You know what's interesting here is, you know, I'm looking at all the players, and you know, one thing that I like about Kelly Walsh is that she's a really, really good competitor. She's not happy right now, and she has, you know, I think when you lose some games, you want to be upset. And I think you can see on that the last 15, 20 seconds of this game, she was visibly, you know, not happy. And rightfully so. We just didn't have the answers on some of these on the defensive side of the ball.
Right. I mean, that in the end, that's what hurt them. There were some giveaways, and defensively, we couldn't make the stops we needed to make. And I do think some of that comes down to the scheme thing, because when you don't have the matchup under the basket with the size, you got to play more aggressive defense, and you got to start doing the press. I think they really need the press.
So, you know, the interesting thing, you look at first half, second half, and I think, again, let's talk about some bright spots, is that I thought we came out kind of flat-footed, and we talked about it. I mean, I'd say half the Goffstown team looked slow in that first half. Second half came out much faster. You had Gifford playing much better defensively the second half. Strong played much better defensively second half.
I thought Sam Byron played better in the second half,
and she did too. So, you know, it's just they've got to be able to try to clean some things up, and kind of take it from there.
Taking another bright spot too is we had more than just Kelly Walsh doing the scoring.
Yeah, Liv Brennan had a big game.
Liv Brennan did have a
She
very
led all
good game.
scorers. Let's see, with 7. She had 16 points,
right?
Maybe more. I don't know. I try to get most of them.
Yeah, I mean, but offensively, we were distributing the ball a little bit more and getting some more buckets from somebody other than Walsh. There's been a couple of games earlier this season, and even in this losing streak, where basically 80% of the baskets were made by Kelly. Yeah. So they can't be one-dimensional on offense. So that's a bright spot. And again, I think they clean up a couple things, and we'll be in good shape.
All right, so I want to thank Bob Bartolucci and Butch Gifford, our cameraman, as well as Adam McCune in our studio for this live broadcast on GTV. And again, look forward to our next broadcast, which I think will be next Tuesday or maybe perhaps next Friday. So with that, my name is Scott Gross, and have a good night, folks.